What the heck is going on with the housing market right now? We see one headline or YouTube video or article after another that's talking about how the sky is falling, it's over for real estate, and then all of a sudden, somehow, we see that median home prices are up year over year nationwide. I mean, how does that happen? How does that make any sense? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video. We'll start out by taking a quick look at what's happening with interest rates. Then we will move into the new report out of Redfin that shows us what's going on with the actual data. And then at the end, I'll explain to you why prices are mysteriously still up, even though we're seeing so much negative data from housing markets across the country. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So starting out, we'll take a quick look here at interest rates, and we see that over the last week or two, we are down a little bit. We're down here around 6.67%. So there's been some positive progress on the interest rate front. But that said, I mean, when you really look at it for several months now, or even really since the beginning of the year, I mean, we've been pretty stable in the same sort of range. So it's not like we're seeing any major relief or anything like that. And importantly, there's been tremendous pressure from the government on the Fed to lower interest rates, but surprisingly, they haven't done that. And the question is, why aren't they doing it? Maybe there's actually a reason why they're afraid to try to start lowering interest rates. Maybe there's not, and maybe rates will end up going down here in the near future. Probably a discussion for a different video. Let me know down in the comments below if that's something that you guys want me to do a video on and discuss in more detail. So now we're looking at a recent article published by Redfin on July 3rd, and it says new listings pending sales fall as home prices hit another all-time high. Now I want to say in many markets across the country, prices are actually falling. And we are seeing a common theme pretty much everywhere, and that is building inventory. So a lot more homes on the market and a lot less homes actually making it into escrow. So the market is definitely getting weaker and weaker pretty much everywhere we look. But surprisingly, when they combine all of the median prices for the homes that actually sold, the numbers are still in positive territory, which is pretty amazing. And it's important to note here that the median prices that we're looking at are for the homes that actually sold and closed escrow. Now, the reality is that there's all these homes that are sitting on the market that nobody's buying. And the reason why nobody's buying those homes is because they're just too expensive. So if those homes were priced sufficiently low to where people were able to buy them, I believe home prices would be far lower across the country right now. But of course, that's not what we've been seeing. We've just been seeing a smaller number of homes sell, and that smaller number is still selling at slightly higher prices than a year ago. And that is the numbers that we're looking at in this national data, which obviously defies logic to some extent because we see all of this negative data and somehow prices still rising. So digging in a little further into this Redfin report here, I just want to share something with you. I really like how they do this. They show each year separately with a different color, which makes it really easy to kind of see what's been going on year to year and how trends are changing. So on this graph right here, green represents the current year. And so we see here, median sales price is up 1.4% year over year. So 4-week rolling average of the median sales price of homes sold. So it's pretty amazing to see that somehow prices are still up slightly. However, when we look at some of these other graphs, you'll see that the picture isn't really so rosy. And this here shows us that the asking prices are up 3.9% year over year. So obviously people are asking a lot higher amount than they're actually receiving. Look at pending home sales, down 3% year over year. And this is where the color of these lines is really useful because we could see here in 2022, we had a lot more pending sales, and then the same for 2023 and 2024. And now the green line in 2025, we are below even the last 2 years, and we know that the last 2 years already had really low pending home sales as it is. We also see new listings of homes are down 1% year over year. Now, this is where the cracks in the market really start showing themselves. Here it says active listings of homes for sale, positive 14% year over year. So this is a huge increase in the number of active listings that are on the market. Now check this out. In 2022, they were all the way down here. 2023, the orange line, even lower. 2024 significantly lower, and now look at the current year, way more active listings on the market. And that's what I was sharing earlier, is if that a lot of these homes that are now sitting on the market were being priced at a point that would cause them to actually sell, it would probably be very likely that median home prices would probably be 5 or even 10% below the levels that they're at right now across the country as a whole. Now let's look at the supply, and we see that we have 4.1 months of supply available on the market. And again, look at 2025, way higher than any of the previous years. So we're seeing a lot of growth in the supply of inventory on the market, as you can see here on the graph. And here we see pending sales under contract within 2 weeks is down to only 36%. Obviously, that is declining pretty substantially. So it's taking longer and longer for homes once they're listed on the market to actually go under contract. And of course, this is heavily dependent on the market you're in. So speak to your agent, make sure you understand the days on market in your neighborhood, in your area, and obviously price your home according to the timeline that you have and how quickly you want or need to have your home sold. And on that note, I want to take a quick moment to say that if you need help selling your home in the area, let me know. Let's make sure your home isn't one of the ones that sits on the market and never sells. My contact information is down below. Or if you need a referral to a really great agent in your market, reach out to me on that as well. I could get you set up with somebody amazing. And this goes along with the last one that we looked at, and this shows that it's taking a median of 37 days to get a home sold across the country. And again, this is way up over 2022 when things were super hot, and 2023 and 2024. And the last two we'll take a look at here is 28% of homes sold above final list price. So this is the lowest out of the last several years. Very few homes are selling for over list price now. And finally, the average home sold for 99.1% of the final list price. And of course, this is down drastically over 2022 and the last 2 years as well. So to answer the question from the beginning of this video, what the heck is going on in the housing market? Well, what's going on is that many people out there think that interest rates are going to come down soon. Now, whether or not the Fed is going to be able to actually get them down is another question, and I definitely have my doubts. And again, let me know if you want me to do a video on that. But aside from that, sellers are still pricing their homes as if it was 2022, 2023. They're waiting for interest rates to go down because then they expect buyers are going to be able to pay more for their homes. And many homes are just kind of deadlocked on the market. Nobody's buying them. They're just essentially overpriced at the current interest rate level. And so buyers are naturally gravitating to the nicest homes they can find, and they're able to buy those homes now, get their offers accepted, have a little bit of time to view the homes and think about it before they write an offer. Whereas a couple years ago, everything was extremely competitive and these opportunities didn't exist. So right now, the nicer homes, the cream of the crop, those are the ones that are getting offers and are selling. And miraculously, they're still selling a little bit above where they were a year ago, despite the incredibly high interest rates. But then we also have all this inventory that's building up on the market, that's sitting, the days on market are rising, and nobody's buying up a lot of this inventory. So only time will tell. I suspect that if rates stay up for another year, we are going to start seeing massive price declines across the country. However, the opposite could happen. Somehow they could start to push interest rates back down, and that could light a fire back under the housing market. And all of a sudden we could see prices start rising again, or a lot of this inventory start getting taken off the market by buyers that will have the buying power to actually buy the home that they want. So guys, I hope this information is useful. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and leave your comments down below. Let me know if you think interest rates are going to go down, and if they do, if that is going to light a fire under the housing market, or if we're headed for trouble either way. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.